We begin this half hour with the tornadoes that struck in and around Oklahoma City last night. At least 5 people were killed, dozens more injured. The twisters touched down in the same area that was ravaged last week by a tornado that killed 24 people. Anna Werner is in El Reno, Oklahoma with the latest. Anna, good morning.
Good morning, Anthony. Yeah, you can imagine for people here when a severe line of thunderstorms and predictions of tornadoes happens last night, the reaction among people who have already seen what a tornado can do in that EF5 tornado on May 20th, the strongest tornado you can possibly have. Everyone has seen the pictures of the devastation, the destroyed homes. We know how many lives were lost, how many people were injured, and how many lives were simply destroyed. So last night, here come the tornadoes and the thunderstorms again, and there was a lot of extensive damage. For instance, on I-40 here, they had at least 6 tractor trailers that were overturned and multiple injuries as the storms swept across that interstate highway. And there were, as you said, at least 5 people killed, including the sad story of a mother and a baby who were evidently sucked out of their car because of the strength of the storm. You know, these are the stories that we don't want to hear again. We've heard so much coming out of Moore, Oklahoma. And yet last night, the residents here are experiencing these kinds of storms once again. Now, this was not the level of storm that we saw going through Moore, not by any stretch of the imagination. But again, you still have some areas of damage. And one of the other problems that was piled on top of all this last night was flooding. There was a lot of heavy rain. In fact, the rain didn't let up until I'd say about an hour and a half, 2 hours ago. Even as we were driving here in the dark in the early morning hours this morning, it was still raining. There was still lightning. So there's a lot of water on the ground. We heard a report that the mayor of Moore, where they're still trying to recover from the destruction, was saying that they're having flooding, which piles on top of all their troubles. So, you know, nobody here wanted to see this again, and yet Anthony and Emery, they are dealing with this over again. Not quite to the degree, obviously, fortunately, that we saw before, but still not a pleasant thing here.
Yeah, indeed. What's the situation in terms of power? I know you can't get things back and running unless you have power. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, in fact, around here where we're standing, this was a local technology center, and off to my right and left are downed power lines. And we understand that the estimate was, most recent estimate I heard was some 86,000 customers out of power between homes and businesses. The airport lost power last night, and they had to cancel all flights coming in and out. In fact, people had to go take cover in a tunnel at the airport last night to weather out the storms.
Anna Werner in El Reno, Oklahoma. Thank you very much, Anna.